This is Turbulent Designs. So they have a few airports. They did a lot of work off airport as well. All these houses and farms you see here. Everything within this sort of brighter colored ortho. I bet if I did this section in Bing, the surrounding area would probably match better than my Google does. But Turbulent Designs did this one, and this is in Michigan. The other one they do one other for X-Plane right now, and that is in Idaho Falls, IDA. It's equally as nice, I believe. I mean, I have it. No, yeah, these are 3D trees. It's cool too because these trees match very well with the Mr. X trees and the US Forest plugin, scenery plugin, like matches the way it groups trees. So like inside and outside the area is quite a good match. Turbulent Designs was selling their airports at one time on the org store because I did buy Idaho Falls through them, but now they are listed there, but it says not for sale. You got to buy it off their website. So but they take PayPal, which is a good thing. But even the inside of the terminal is modeled, which it's fine with me if they don't. But when they do it, man, it does look pretty darn cool. I started off with all Bing and some Google. Bing used to have sharper imagery than Google. But my whole eastern region from basically Pennsylvania, up in the Allegheny Mountain area, all the way down through Atlanta is all Bing because they have that amazing fall foliage ortho that actually they've re-photographed and no longer is like that. So that's Bing. Some areas around the Great Lakes I have Bing. I have a mix, but definitely more Google at this point than Bing. So yeah, you can see just really nice detailing at this airport. Now, unfortunately, the auto gates are not auto gating. They don't have auto gates yet. But people did request it. They did seem to acknowledge it.
Clear to visual approach 128.
300 clear vision 28, that's 4136.
And then for a while, I was favoring also Google because they had, on average, their border between very populated areas and not so populated areas was relatively consistent in color, whereas Bing would be like really fuzzy imagery, nice and green, but fuzzy imagery outside of cities. But then when you got into the city, it would get really sharp, but it would be like a browner color, which for VFR flying was driving me nuts. But for whatever reason now, Google is also doing something similar with like an oversaturated type of appearance. So, as time goes by, the advantages change. Does ortho replace stock ground? Yes, exactly. It basically, there's a tool out there we're using now in X-Plane that does it actually does the terrain mesh as well as the attaching the imagery for you. Once you have it set up, it's really easy to do. It's really just click the tile you want to set up, and it does it for you. Okay. See if we can get away with the windows open.
Depot point 3 when we get there.
Yeah.
56.
So that World Traffic 3 is looking really cool. I mean, it already looked cool, but it was interesting to see, like, I guess the updates and stuff that's taking place. That would be amazing if, like being discussed earlier, if it could eventually get the data from like ADSB, draw real traffic in. I mean, if the CTC is too loud.
Of 1857, reduce speed to 180. Speed 180 out of 1857. Endeavor 5525, reduce speed to 180.
No kidding. Now is that a world traffic thing for P3D, or is that a separate thing altogether for P3D in general?
Endeavor 3286, speed 180 or greater to AJ. Contact tower at AJ.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Lars, yeah.
Delta 1857, turn right heading 185.
Yeah, I've been doing
185 for Delta 1857.
pretty good at holding off any P3D stuff for myself. I've just sort of stuck with the, if I buy P3D and buy P3D stuff, then I'm just giving the developers more statistics to stick with P3D. I mean, I'm only one person, but I don't want to be contributing to the delay of people migrating over to X-Plane. Not people, but developers, which, you know, both.
2475, 9.6 for 7,000. Sub 2475 on approach runway 26 right, descend to maintain 5,000.
Alright, so we got that going. Let's come on down here.
That should be about a 12-mile base. Thanks.
Let's just get this going. We are at MBS.
Approach runway 26 right. Delta 1857, descend to maintain 4,000 and report the airport site to a cost 12 miles. Airport in sight, descend to 4,000, Delta 1857. Delta 1857, turn right heading 255, third visual approach from 826 right. Heading 255, third visual, 26 right, Delta 1857. Endeavor 5525, 180.
Yeah, I know. Thankfully, I'm liking the majority of planes I have to fly here. I think the only thing that I'm kind of jealous of right now is just they have a better 747 selection over there than we do here. Oops, kind of skipped here.
On the 4,000, Delta 321.
I'm going to do some 31. Yeah, what's the elevation?
988 on approach runway 26 right.
Elevation 26 right is 990 feet.
Delta 15 heavy. Delta 15 heavy on approach runway 26 right, fly heading 200. Delta 2475, reduce speed to 180. Photo 180, Delta 2475.
Okay, got the overhead pretty well situated. Come on down here, we do our flight directors. Let's see. Heading, so if I take off out of 5.
Delta 15 heavy, reduce speed to 210 once reaching 6,000. 180 or greater to control, and I was range 3, so I never heard of 475.
The guy just said Airport 75, it sounds like. Which, actually, that movie was just on the other day. And I ended up DVRing it and watching it. Because I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. And I was surprised to see how much stuff was... I was watching it and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder... I'd like to watch the making of that movie. Because... You know, they didn't have CGI back then. So they really had to use a lot of, they definitely filmed it in the real cockpit. And they had to hire an aircraft operator to do flybys and do all the footage in, let's see, 053. So that would be like a cool, like, watching, or a cool show of, the making of that movie to see. Just put it at 10,000. Yeah.
260, clear visual, 26 right, 2475.
No, we'll just go all the way to cruise. We don't have any restrictions.
2141.
Alright.
26 right, heading 185.
So we got our altitude, heading, flight directors are on. We can put in our elevation. Or rather, I'm sorry, not elevation, but the barometric pressure, which gives us our elevation, 3026. 3026.
Delta 15 heavy, turn right heading 250, clear visual approach from 26 right. Delta 988, company traffic, 2 o'clock and 4 miles southwestbound, down at 4,000, a heavy 767, report that traffic in sight when you're able.
Alright,
Delta 988, maintain visual
no need for comms, no need for navs, we're just gonna RNAV it. Let's start plugging in a route. There's no departure here.
Delta 15 heavy, speed 180 to AJ, contact tower at AJ.
Alright, so what is our route? CRL J34 DJB. CRL J34 CRL.
988, and to maintain 4,000 per unit.
Take the first one.
Thank you, Delta 2141, and to maintain 5,000, report the airport in sight when you're able to across 15 miles. Delta 2141, maintain 5,000, report the airport in sight as able.
What is that? DJB and Falls. DJB.
Delta 31 heavy on approach runway 26 right, reduce speed to 180, then maintain 6,000.
Oh, yes.
Delta 31 heavy, fly heading 190 with
Kozar, Lewis.
turn right heading 260, follow the heavy company 76, clear visual approach runway 26 right, cross and wait service.
Hey, Arizona Aviator, how's it going? Thank you very much for the host. How do they spell Lewis? L-U-I-S-E, Luis. Yes, Luis. Thank you, sir, for those. Hello, everybody, from Arizona Aviator Stream. We are just getting ready to get on out of here from Saginaw, Michigan, down to Atlanta. HNN Taft.
Thank you. Got a 988, 10 to AJ, contact tower at AJ.
Was it TT? I think it was. I hope. And Higgy.
2141, speed 210 for now.
Or Higgy.
Southwest 3447, turn right heading 185. Right, 185.
Oh, it was an I, not an E.
Delta 1531, reduce to 180, then maintain 5,000.
So this routing, as you can see, is not as straight as an RNAV routing can be. But it's going to take us over some interesting landmarks. Not landmarks, but just features over the ground I was interested in checking out.
Southwest 3447 traffic, 2 o'clock, 4 miles westbound down at 4,000 at Delta MD80. Report that traffic over the airport itself.
Traffic and airport site, Southwest 3447.
Thank you, so 3447, maintain 4,000, turning in this moment.
Set to 4,000, Southwest 3447.
Here on Turbinator Airways, it is sightseeing first, efficiency second. Okay, and the other benefit of using our sim brief is that we did get a top climb wind, 259,144. Whoa, 144 knots, huh? That's a sporty wind. And the wind temperature was minus 47. Okay, transition altitude's looking good. We got, this says -2, that says -2. However, oddly, whenever I put -2, it says +2. I don't get it. Let's see if I do this. +2.
31 heavy, speed 180 to AJ, contact power at AJ.
Nope. So let's just put in 0, I guess. I don't know. We'll go with that.
Okay, 26 right, 5,000.
How long is the runway? 8,000 feet. I think we'll get away with derating it.
Delta 1531 traffic, 2 o'clock.
If not, we're going to find out the hard way.
Out of 6 for 5 and heavier, but report that traffic.
And let's go on page 2. Oh wait, there's no page 2. We gotta go to here. 1, 5. And the 28.7. It's going to go there. And that. Okay. Okay, there. No departure. Oh well. We'll put the runway. 5. And then put the arrival. So it was 26 left. 26 right, I'm sorry. What's the... Is it Andre? Or we got Andre 1. Andre 1 out of Higgy.
Dallas 3975, reduce speed to 180.
180,
26 right. Let's see where Andre 1 ends.
255, follow the heavy company A330, typical approach from a 26 right, caution weight driven.
255, follow the heavy.
Okay. Alright, so Andre, oh, that's, oh, wow, what a weird looking arrival, but that works. So, this part is not to scale. We'll come out of Higgy down to Strawy, I don't know, however they say that, Strawy to Andre. And then from Andre, we're going to go to Smelly. And then, looks like Anvil, possibly to Posey. And here, I don't know, let's read this. Okay, so landing 26 left right from Smelly, track 175 to Vaults. Oh, okay.
1839 Atlanta approach, runway 2.
Then on track 175, expect radar vectors. So we'll just give ourselves vectors.
3975 advise the field.
That was 3975, has the field.
I wonder what uses this. Let's see, from policy.
3975, roger.
Just out of curiosity. Oh, it looks like the 27s use it.
331 Atlanta approach, runway 26 right, it's going to maintain 5,000.
Alright, so when we go through our routing, we should see for the 26s that it should take us to vaults and then vectors. And then the ILS. Potentially we just get vectors to Zelo at 5,000. So we'll put Zelo in there. Okay, let's go ahead and execute that. Go to the legs page. We don't have any departure procedure, so I'm just going to put that there. And it's going to look kind of crazy. Carl is 93 miles away, so this does look strange in that we basically have this first altitude is 30,300 feet right near our top of the climb. That's okay.
331 to right, heading
And then all these fixes down to Taft and Higgy is the first fix of the arrival.
194 heavy Atlanta approach, runway 26 right, it's going to maintain 5,000.
Okay, so Higgy. Oh, stairway. Got it. If it's this is Zeppelin, then it's got to be stairway. Alright. Andre is 13,250 knots. So let's see if Andre is 13,000, but it's not 250, it's 280, so we'll put 250 with a slash.
1839 advise the field.
Alright. Vectors. We'll just close that out. Okay.
That was 3975, maintain 180 knots to AJ, contact tower at AJ 119.1.
Zelo. For now, I'll just put at as a fixed 5,000 instead of above, in hopes that that'll help it descend. Alright, so we have no discontinuities. Kind of a weird plan with no departure, but it's okay. So we have that all set. Let's go ahead and now go here and take off.
8,000 to 76,000.
So now we can go ahead and set our speeds. Let's see, it's...
That was American 2040 out of 78 descending to 6,000.
American 2040 Atlanta approach runway 26 right.
243 for Delta 541.
50, 55.
Delta 331, maintain 180 knots to AJ, contact tower at
123,000 pounds, so we'll put that at 220. Let's go to 140. Okay.
Delta 194
I think we're ready to push back. Yep. Let's do that.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. The 194 heavy, descend to maintain 4,000, advise field side.
Descend to maintain 4,000, low advise, Delta 194 heavy.
American 2040, descend to maintain 5,000.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up. Insight down to 5,000, American 2040.
American 2040, hold this. So speed is 210.
Speed 210, American 2040.
Delta 194 heavy, reduce speed to 180. Delta 1839, maintain 180 knots to AJ, contact tower at AJ 119.1.
180 AJ tower there, Delta 1839.
Delta 194 heavy to right, 8250, clear visual approach runway 26 right.
50, clear visual. Sorry, Delta.
American 2040, constant wake turbulent, following a heavy 7776 miles, 12 o'clock.
Traffic insight, American 2040.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Roger. American 2040, reduce speed to 180.
Roll to 180, American 2040.
The 194 heavy, maintain 180 knots to depot, contact tower at depot 119.1.
We're getting elevated.
So connected and bypass been inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback. And you may start engine.
2040 to right, heading 250, follow the heavy 777, clear visual approach, runway 26 right.
250 heading. 777, clear to the visual, 26 right, American 2040.
American 2040, affirmative, maintain 180 knots to AJ, contact tower at AJ 119.1.
180 to AJ tower there, American 2040. No, 1967, 8,500.
So, let's see what we need here.
26 right, going to maintain 5,000.
10 to 5,
Pressure, like that. Like that there to go.
Delta 889, Atlanta approach, runway 26 right.
Okay, star valves open and into spinning. I forgot a couple things here actually. Coming on 25%. Okay, everything's looking good. Let's go and do the next one.
889, reduce speed to 210, flying 180, space.
Go to 210, heading 160, Delta 889.
First just 20, fast to 5, 7. 728, 62, Atlanta approach, runway 26 right, going to maintain 5,000. 728, 62, 5,000. 1967 to right, heading 180, reduce speed to 180.
Heading 180.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Set the parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Just going to maintain 4,000 by airport site.
10 to 4,000, field sorry, no, mine.
Delta 2862, just going to maintain 4,000. This one. Sorry, 755 heavy Atlanta approach, only 26 right. American 2040, maintain 180 knots to AJ, contact tower AJ 119.1.
Oh, it's disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a good flight.
Thank you, Toto.
250, clear to visual, 26 right, 180, Delta.
Delta 889 to right, heading 250, clear visual approach, only 26 right.
Let's get the glasses on. fuel, static heat.
And I'll correct, maintain 210 knots. For now, thank you. 2862 to right, heading 1805 airport.
That's range.
That.
300 in,
With that on. Actually, we should have done the flaps first, but that's all right. Trim is 2.7.
1967 contact tower at AJ 119.1.
19-1,
Okay. All right.
Approach Delta 1648, pass up 9627.
1648, Atlanta approach on 26 right, going to maintain 5 now.
26 right, continue to 5,000, Delta 1648.
2862 to right, heading 250, clear visual approach on 26 right, maintain 180 now.
Question Delta range is 2650, clear visual 28 now. 26 right and 189.
Sorry, 75 high, heavy, just going to maintain 4,000. Sorry, 755 heavy, maintain 210 now.
19-3, Delta 14, continue.
1648, just going to maintain 4,000.
Continue to 4,000, Delta 1648.
2862, contact tower at AJ 119.1. No plane.
Austrian controller, how's it going?
89, maintain 180 knots, AJ contact tower at AJ 119.1. Sorry, 755, heading to right, 85, notice at early 26 right, next rise to 50, close to
Heading 250, give us a good number of somebody down by front.
Sorry, 755, heading, not 30 approach, maintain 4,005, airport plane.
4,000, we're up.
Got a little windy out there. You're doing amazing. Awesome, man. Yeah, not bad.
Approach from 26 right, maintain 210
No complaints here. Crossing a runway. So fire up these lights. Clear to cross. 3214, whatever.
Delta 65 heavy, Atlanta approach from 26 right. Helicopter possible wake turbulence, 2 o'clock, 5 miles, southwest bound, joining the final, heavy 777.
Delta 1648, look. Good afternoon. 27 left and down to 5,000 for your trailer. 1648, visual air traffic.
Delta 1648, roughly, expect to turn to south. Delta 65 heavy, flighting 210.
Delta 65 heavy, heading 210.
1648.
What you're seeing here, well, this is a payware airport called MBS. It stands for, let's see, S is Saginaw, B is, I forgot, M is, it's like 3 cities in the area. You can look it up. MBS by Turbulent Designs. The clouds you're seeing are from XEnviro 106 with the experimental cloud pack. And then when we get airborne, you're going to basically see the
Delta 65 heavy, descend to 5,000.
Ortho Workspeed scenery. So a few add-ons. But I guess overall in this sim, the main ones I use is just XEnviro weather. And there's several others that look really good right now also. Aside from that.
250, maintain 180 knots, clear visual 26 right, Delta 6.
And this is the IXEG 737-300, which is also a very nice looking airplane.
Turning the final 777
No visual enhancements other than just that weather I just described to you. Yeah, so I haven't done any tweaking of the colors of the sim or anything like that. Other than right now, it's just close to like mid-afternoon. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take off runway 5. I'll just hold runway heading until about at least, I'll just take it up to 1,000. We could start a turn at 1,100 if we wanted to. And then I'll do my roll mode initially on heading select. I'll manually turn us toward our first fix, which is 90 miles away. And then I'll re-enter it so that we kind of get rid of this weird hockey stick procedure turn looking thing. That hockey stick turn thing. Alright. Auto throttle on. We're clear for takeoff. We already got the lights on. Let's just kill the taxi light. I think everything else is good. Here in LA, there are tons of visual enhancements. Yeah. It's, so I've heard.
Inside 43 left. Up to 300, clear visual, 27 left south of 43 left. 20.
1178, advise the field order traffic follows 12 o'clock and 6 miles, heavy 767, 4200 going in final. 1178, right? 1178, reduce speed to 180.
Alright, here we go. Soga's activated. Power is set.
48, contact tower at AJ, 119.
Your speed is a lot.
19-1 at AJ, double 1648.
80 knots.
65, heavy, contact tower at AJ, 119.1.
81 and rotate.
78 to right, heading 250, for visual approach from wing 26 right.
The rate is coming up.
AJ.
Approach there, 5109, 5.65,000. 4,33037 left there, 5109. Q10, that's 1743.
3,000.
Hey, 300, clear the visual approach.
Start acceleration to 220. That's 5. That's 70. That's 2.
1178, 180 knots to AJ, contact tower at AJ, 119.1.
Okay. We're going to begin a right turn in that direction. Holding 220 until 3,700. 2,500. Real world traffic. Well, not necessarily real world, I guess, but World Traffic 3 is a very interesting add-on that does that. Okay, I got 3,700, a good amount of turbulence for the 250. And I don't know if you follow John Fly. But his stream today, one of the guys that help out, Captain K-Man, you should follow him too. So Captain K-Man does a lot of development stuff related to World Traffic 3 and airport stuff, it seems, in addition. And they did a pretty extensive run-through on the latest World Traffic 3 that is really cool looking. So what you do is go to his stream and look at his videos link, the VODs basically, and look at the one from today, and definitely fast forward until you get to where you hear the other person's voice along with John Fly. Man, we're getting bounced around. And yeah, you'll get a lot of cool information and watch it being demoed. It definitely has me thinking about it for sure. Hey, Bob Smith, how's it going? Alright, let's put this on the map. And with that for now. Alright, so now that we are basically heading toward our next fix, right, I'm going to point this toward the magenta line where it's going. And that's taking us toward Carl. Oops. So what we're going to do is just plop it in the scratch pad and repaste it for direct. And then hit LNAV. And there it should just track us very nicely with a minimal adjustment. So it's going to adjust for the 37 knot crosswind. Yeah, man, it's cool. Lurkers are welcome. It's funny, I was talking to a buddy of mine about that earlier. I'll climb a little more and then I'll activate the Cavic button just to enjoy the scenery. Yeah, he's a very active streamer. Actually, where it says on the bottom left of the video, where it says, of my video, where it says Team Global Sim Alliance, you go there, and you'll see a bunch of people that are very active. Coming through 10,000, so we're accelerating. Yeah, and you'll definitely see his link. Alright, let's check out some nice views out there. Oops. Nice little crosswind going on here.
1536, 250 on the heading, 180 on the speed. Thank you. Still clear for us. 250 on the heading and 180 on the speed. Up to 56. Zero clear for the visual, 27 left, 1223.
I cleared visual approach 27 left, 180 into depot.
Alright, let's see, we're going FNT. Might that be Flint? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Let's see. FNT is Bishop International in Flint, Michigan.
Speed 180, left heading 360, about 59.
Delta 236, tower now 100.1. 100.1, Delta 3641, turn right heading 1805, uniform site.
Airport and the site, they were 33.1.
We're looking down to 1790 airport.
So yeah, it looks like this highway just cuts straight through.
21, continue right, turn heading 25, official approach from 26 right.
350.
And the next major populated area we're going to see is Detroit. So it takes directly east. And that highway, I guess, is taking you all the way to Detroit out here. Excuse me.
Mustang 300, following traffic clear, visual 27 miles from 79.
322, we are direct revenue down to 4,000.
What is the people 93 there, no, 69, have this one.
Approach from 826 right, sliding 203.
Coming down this side. We might be seeing Howell. Let's see if this highway kind of comes down this way. It's tough to tell because we're almost right on top of it. Oh, I don't think that's it. I don't know, maybe there's like this water embedded within the town, which is kind of being depicted here. But that might be up here also. I don't see an auto proving ground here, which is what's being shown right here. This is a TAC chart, might as well take advantage of that. So we'll see if we can see that in this stuff here. Actually, that might be the auto proving ground right there. Can't get much closer to my window though. But we could probably look straight down at it from the passenger view once we get there. Although, I don't know, we shouldn't be that close to it. Should be further out. According to this. Alright. Oh yeah, look at that. This is what I was seeing. Hey, oh, here's another auto proving gun. They're all over the place out here. Makes sense, being that there's a lot of manufacturing. Let's see the little one out there. And obviously we can't see that one. But we could ask our passengers what they see. Hey, can you stick your head out the window and tell us what you see down there? And there you go. That is pretty cool.
Turbulent 403, Atlanta approach runway 26 right, maintain 4000.
The other one I was looking for was supposed to be, let's see, if you go by this and then the highway, it's supposed to be south of the highway but further out past this area of populated region. So if that's this, it would have to be somewhere here, but nothing's striking me.
2663, Atlanta approach runway 26 right, flying 210 at 904
Although I see this little teardrop thing there. I don't know if that's this little teardrop right there. So let's zoom in on it since we think we have it. Yeah, that's it. Much smaller one. Alright, so what we have going on is my routing. So we're seeing Detroit Metro Wayne out the window, or well, now we're seeing clouds. We're going to turn over Carlton, cross Lake Erie. This is a section of it. And then cruise along here. Overall, the scenery is pretty cool. And then I decided to join up, and I just picked, you know, on the high altitude charts, different fixes. So they're legitimate intersections that are in the database, but it's going to basically be following along the Ohio River for a little while. Those rivers are always kind of cool to look at. And then, like this fixes Lewis. Then eventually, we'll continue down, see a few more rivers, including the Ohio, I guess. I think that's still the Ohio, maybe. Yep. And then eventually get into our cool area that we enjoy so much, which is this really nice sort of low elevation yet hilly terrain. Not over the heart of it like I do quite often, but even out here, there's a lot of interesting detail on our way to Atlanta. So we'll see how it looks. So we're probably out over the water at this point. Let's go ahead and put the view there. Just leveled off. Oh no, well, although it's going to change. I never set my altimeter or shut off my lights, so bad procedural. Operations here.
FedEx 775, 10.3, 7,000. FedEx 775, let approach for like 26 right, 5,000, right, FedEx 775.
Let's do this. I'm gonna put this up for a while, so I have to keep hitting the button. Hey, with the eye, how's it going? Yeah, we just came out of the Detroit area, heading down to Atlanta. Hope you're having a good Saturday. I just downloaded this livery recently, but it's been out for quite a while. I think it's made by MB Liveries. There's two versions of this. One's MB Liveries, and the other one is I can't remember who. The other one's more recent than this one. This one seemed a little more precise, but they both look really nice as far as the old American Airlines liveries. He's the same guy who I quite often when I fly the IXEG, I'll use the Boeing aluminum Boeing house colors. And he also makes an alternate Pan Am paint for the Fly Jason 727-200. He does some really nice work. Man, I wonder if people live on this island. Haley Island. It's considered Canada, I guess. Got a little road, town of Scudder. I guess you're really dependent on a ferry and boats.
contact tower at AJ 119.1.
Okay, now I'm meeting on the AJ, contact tower there. 91, that was 53 minutes.
This is all Bing along here, actually.
648 down to 10 for 7,000. 7 left down to 4,000.
1786 is going to maintain 4,000.
Out of 4 for 3,000, Delta 897.
I had to redo this area because I had that issue where the entire lake was white because there was no photography out here, and X-Plane, or I guess Ortho 4XP didn't recognize this as the ocean. So there's a line that you type in Ortho 4XP that you type in the name of the lakes in a certain way, and it basically now recognizes it like an ocean, and it applies water masks. So now you have just, normal looking X-Plane water. Alright, let's see what we're crossing here. Basically, we are in the area of Cleveland.
Okay, heading 300, clear from visual 27 left, will maintain 210 miles, Delta 897. Tower, Nimbus, 617.
4,000 next time. Or down to 4,000. Very good.
And I wonder what goes on down here. Obviously very industrial looking.
December 3417, good afternoon, 9,700 for 7,000 speed.
December 3417, when approach the lake 26 right, going to maintain 4,000.
26 running down to 4,000, December 3417.
Over 3837 to the right, heading 1905 airport site. 100.
Okay, there's the airport. Let's see, that is CLE Cleveland, Hopkins International. You can see the two parallel runways and a little intersecting job right there. I think I see a 3D building there. I see a couple of airplanes being drawn in. I don't see any gates though. But maybe we're not close enough on top of it. I would imagine there would be if this building is here and this building is here. Yeah, you see now it's starting to draw in. guess if I bumped my LOD up a smidge, these would be drawing in already. Oh, there's a tower. Sprouting up. Oh, here comes another building.
Endeavor 3417, continue down to 4000 for 26 right.
That's 2451 approach from 26 right, just going to maintain 4000. 3417 to right, heading 1805 airport. Currently 1146, maintain 1809, so greater to IXEG, currently 0 at airport. Contact tower now, 1 airport 1.
Alright, surpassing Cleveland. Arkin. No, Arkin. Akron. Akron, Ohio. Heard of Akron, Ohio many times, but I've never actually seen where it is.
It's partially blocked, but it's making it 3698, 176, so in tower again. 4000, what is that? 8000, we're at the Turkey.
6 right, maintain 1809, AJ.
I guess if you want to help your kids learn about geography, you could get them to fly over ortho. The educational benefits of ortho flight simming. Let's see. Akron has airport with intersecting runways. I don't know if that's what I'm seeing right now or not. This does have intersecting runway, but one is very small. Body of water there. Pretty big oval here. No oval depicted. I don't know, that looks like it should be a bigger runway than what's being depicted. Could be that we're seeing this. Yeah, this might be. Let's see, this airport, this major part of the city. Okay, so this is Canton. And you see how the airport's north has bigger intersecting runways. That's right there. This is taxiways.
300 join the 27
The city is south of it. So here's Akron, and then Anchorage. Oh, I wonder what like resides right at the center of this. Everything sort of coming to a point right there. It's like a traffic circle and a little park or something. It's kind of cool. Very blurry. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Very summery look. Leaves on the trees. You do feel more educated. Right? I mean, you would not have bothered to necessarily look that detailed on a map before. I'm starting to get to know the voices of some of the controllers at these places I keep tuning into. I've heard this guy before. Actually, listening to Atlanta, we should hear AvGeek, right? Is his name? What's his real name? Derek or something like that? Or Dan? Or I don't know if he shared that or not.
Northbound, sitting at 5,200, Boeing 319.
Yeah. I gotta. That actually kind of sounds like him, but now that could just be in my head. Okay. We'll bump it up a little bit. See, that sounds almost like him, right? The other guy was like it was a shift change out of nowhere. You bring up his name, and there he is. What luck would that be? You think it's Stan? It almost sounds like it could be him. You never know. Because he's going to sound a little different probably on his microphone that he uses for ATC compared to what he used on his sim setup. I have to start paying attention now. Stan. I don't know who Stan is. Is Stan another well-known guy down at Atlanta? Or in ATC videos in general? I'm not up to date on that. So Brad, that was all. This is like a lot of Bing area that I have out here. This is all Bing. I know you were asking about that before. If I was primarily Google. So you just made this turn. Should be able to identify that city pretty well. So we're looking at out here, maybe Alliance, Sebring. This is Salem, Antonia. Well, that would be this, I guess, straight down. Derek, yeah, it sounds right. You see, he kind of has that same cadence. He's got some nice fall foliage in the trees. How crazy is that? There was definitely a different guy controlling. Then I bring up his name, and all of a sudden, bam, we hear a guy that sounds like him. I mean, that's like one heck of a coincidence, if that's the case. It's a pretty cool looking city, like embedded in this hill, or at the bottom of this hill. Let's see which one that was. I don't know, maybe that was Salem. You see how it's like kind of that roundish shape. Although, I don't know, it might be this one too. And we just saw these lakes. So maybe it's this. Although, no, wait. Here's this lake now.
500, 888.
Traffic light on 28.
This lake has like an elongated look and a little finger action coming off the side here.
46 Heavy, let up road from 26 right, that's going to maintain 5,000.
So that, or that might be this one, because it's the only one there. We'll know if it's right if we suddenly see the river pop out here. Here it is. Here's the river. Yep.
300, follow the traffic. This is visual 128 and
Oh, look at these poor guys. They had trees grow all over their racetrack.
2318 connect tower, 100.5.
I think. Obviously, those are. Or maybe not. I thought I saw X-plane trees growing all over that racetrack.
3000, 280.
maintain 210 knots. Delta 1265.
Reduce speed to 180.
180 knots. Delta 1265.
Turn right heading 180 inside the airport site.
Delta 2671.
Yeah. Hey, Greg. Absolutely.
46 Heavy, right.
Mr. GPB 500. Yep, Ohio River. Look at that. Let's do some outside view.
437, let up road from 26 right, that's going to maintain 5,000.
Zoom away from the aircraft. It could be that this particular channel I'm in on also has. Yeah, I think that has two different frequencies, two different stations on it. They'll do that sometimes on live ATC. You didn't get your in-flight meal.
26 Heavy, turn right heading 250 for visual approach from lake 26 right, maintain 180.
Well, that's because you're in this 17-inch wide seat. Doesn't come with a meal.
Delta 695, turn 11 at 360. After 360, Delta 695.
5,000.
437, possibly turbulent traffic 2 o'clock.
Let's see. So now we are just cruising along down here, seeing all these towns built up along the river. Toronto, Weirton, Wellsburg, on the Ohio-West Virginia border. Dillonvale, Wheeling. There you go. Yeah, we'll give you drinks. On an empty stomach. It's a wise choice by the airline.
It's 58, 1,000,
58 approach runway 27, pressure runway 28, set to maintain 3,000.
Runway 28, 3,000, Delta 58.
Delta 695, turn 11 at 300, close visual approach runway 28, maintain 180 knots to Java.
Let's hit a full swing around here.
And 180 to Java, Delta 695. Delta 695, connect tower at Java 100.5.
Approach up to 651, 6,875,000 information, Charlie.
What do you mean, like the sort of like the way it snakes around kind of thing?
Block.
It's general shape.
30, maintain 4,000, runway 28.
330, 4,000, Delta 651, for what it's worth, at the airport site.
Oof. Sorry for those of you that got used to the contrails and 11.30 betas. I'm sitting here busting out with a chemtrail, smog. These are charcoal burning engines. I don't know if you guys realize that, but
Traffic, Delta 651.
437 right, approximately turn left to right heading 250, follow traffic to visual approach on lake 26 right. 1546 turn right heading 180 by the airport.
charcoal pizza. Nice. If you get a
Market 14, 09, 10, 7.
American 14, 09, Atlanta approach, runway 26 right, just going to maintain 5 now.
This is first 5,000, market 14. Integrated altimeter.
For 5080, turn left, heading 360, traffic no factor.
Left ahead, 360, that's 15.
if the airline was run by Brad, you would definitely have pizza on every flight. I would agree with it too. I like pizza.
437, maintain 180 up to AJ, contact tower at AJ 119.1.
At 110 to AJ, contact tower, 119.1.
Lucy 437, affirm.
Let's see what airport this is.
46 to right, heading 250, visual approach, runway 26 right.
Crisscrossing runways, that's got to be Wheeling.
1546
Right there.
right, turn heading 250, visual approach 26 right, maintain 180 up to AJ.
Wheeling Airport.
Change the cent 3000, up to 651.
Denver 5080 is on your port side.
Exactly.
5080.
They're cooking lots of food right now.
50 port side.
Heading 180, we have a field of sight southwest 4039.
Well, it's supposed to. It's trying to simulate contrails, but 11.26 or up through 11.26 did a terrible job of that.
180 or greater till Java and Denver 58.
So up at cruise altitude, between like the really cold temperatures and the hot exhaust gases coming out,
Java Tower 19.5 and Denver 58.
the extreme temperature differential contributes to a larger scale concentration or condensation, I should say.
300 on the heading, cleared, visual 28.
Whereas compared to when you're at lower altitudes, warmer temperatures.
250 on the heading, visual
Think about when you're in a hot shower and you introduce cold air, somebody opens a bathroom door, the steam intensifies.
180 by the airport side.
The condensation.
2975, Atlanta approach.
Oh man, I think we're getting a little crazy now. Oh man, look at that view.
4039, maintain 180 knots, greater to AJ, contact
I'll
tower.
zoom in on that.
180 to AJ, contact tower.
I think we're gonna have to hog tie him with leave him in the aisle.
The 1409 to right, heading 250, clear visual approach, runway 26 right, maintain 180 knots, AJ.
Cat 1176, 10,600, descending 7.
Air 1176, Atlanta approach, runway 26 right. 857 to right, heading 180 by the airport, more traffic to a spot, 3 miles southwest down. Yeah, 737, 3 miles, 5 miles.
Philly 57, traffic in sight.
Well, down at 1176, going to maintain 5,000.
Set 5,000 feet at 1176.
Denver 50 Trinity approach, runway 28, he's going to maintain 3,000.
See, I think we have a turn coming up.
Channel 3584, turn left, heading 360.
That's heading 360.
Yep, right over Pine Grove. Tim, what's happening?
Visual 26 right, field side also. 2975 to right, heading 180, 50.
We're turning 180.
857, maintain 180 knots to AJ, contact tower at AJ 100.1.
180 to AJ 91 there, no 857. Field sight up.
Thank you.
That's
Hey, RC Flyer, what's going on? Oh, your X-plane crash? That's a bummer.
3.5 miles southwestbound, both typing out for nose, shoulder primary target.
Why, you had that before? A crash onto the same destination?
Denver 5298, traffic no factor, turn left at 8360.
Gotcha. It's always tough when you're making adjustments and find out the hard way. Trial and error. Trial and sim crash.
Approach runway 28, it's going to maintain 3,000.
Got a 3,000, Denver 3283.
3283, traffic 1 o'clock, 3 miles maneuvering, both sides and out, no, showing primary target.
Alright, so we had made a right turn, and we're basically heading on down this way. Still on the Ohio River. We should see Parkersburg, Marietta.
Alright, heading at 300, trying to localize. 28.
Gian, I'm not trying to say that, but how you doing? No, I have actually the I bought it from Laminar. I bought an electronic copy from Laminar. Let's see this other river coming in over here, and this one over here. So we are seeing probably this coming in over here, maybe. And maybe this river coming in here by the town of St. Mary's. And then you can see how it's coming in at Marietta. So you can see built up, this is supposed to be Marietta. And then this would be St. Mary's right in here. It is interesting when you see like seeing the rivers in the ortho versus how they're depicted on the charts, just to give you a better appreciation of the line weight they use to depict how big a river is, you know. That's the hard thing I found when I first started doing a lot of VFR flying. Trying to figure out, like, how big should that feature look outside the airplane versus what it looks like on the chart. Getting that sense of scale. And on top of that, that's affected by like the size of monitor you're flying on and the field of view you choose to fly on as a default. But ortho at least helps keep that consistent because it's being depicted how it is in real life, and on top of that, the landmarks accompany it, helping out.
3690 change of plans, and now to maintain 5,000 and W speed 180.
5,000 appropriate here at 3690. 0. Good speed to 180, Delta 716.
Approach, good afternoon, American 333 with you 10,000.
You can also see how there is a little split in the river there.
10,3000, American 333.
So that's likely. Actually, it's not depicted there. Usually those features are. Like they have one here.
Turn left heading 300, join 28 localized.
300 heading, join the 28 localizer, Delta 76.
3622, maintain 180 knots together, connect the tower, together, 100.5.
Oh.
180,
Hey, Big Mouth, you gotta chill that out, man. Come on. Try to keep it classy, even if you're not. Alright.
5 miles northbound, 3,000, kilometers, spinning a 3,000, above 717.
Delta 76, field traffic.
716 heading 300, follow the traffic, clear visual approach on my
Good dog.
300, follow the traffic, clear to visual to 28, Delta
1569, turn left heading 300, follow the CRJ 200, clear visual approach on my 28.
Delta 930, follow the CRJ approach.
Alright, well, obviously you're getting bored, so check back a little later. If after that time, yeah, exactly, 99 to life.
7335 approach from way 28, gonna maintain 3000.
Runway 28 down to 3000, Skywest 75.
This is going to suddenly randomly draw in.
Yeah, 69, maintain 170 knots together.
It's going now, 170. Inside, Delta 95.
Alright, so that was Marietta, and this has to be... Oops. So we're at Parkersburg.
75 heavy, maintain 180 knots, greater to AJ, contact tower at AJ with 141.
180 to AJ, 91 at AJ, Delta 39.
1095 is going to maintain 4,000.
Yeah, she provides some good emotional support until she barks like a maniac and
Going to maintain 5,000.
pierces my brain with her voice.
1095, maintain 210 left.
333 advice traffic, 10 o'clock, 4 miles westbound, 4,000, Boeing 757.
Excuse me.
333, looking.
333, reduce speed to 180.
180, right, 333.
Approach from 26 right, maintain 210 left.
Maintain 210, 250 on the heading, and close to the vision approach, 26 right, Delta 95. Have a good side, American 333.
Roger.
That's pretty cool. So you got the river coming down here, and obviously another river coming around this way.
300 comes to visual approach 28 will follow over 333.
333, maintain 180 knots together, connect the tower at Jebel 100.5.
180 knots, Jabba, contact tower, American 333.
Down 7355, turn left heading 360.
Left, Jabba 7335.
Down 7335, turn left heading 360.
Jabba 7335.
Yeah, so basically seeing all this around this way.
West 5226, going to maintain 4,000, by 145.
Speed to 180, advise traffic, 10 o'clock, 4 miles westbound, 4,000 immediately.
Going to 180, Skywest 73.
Within 611 on approach, good evening, runway 26 right, going to maintain 4,000.
26 right, can maintain 4,000, 2611.
Skywest 5226, turn right 250.
Just brightened up the time of day a little bit.
1095, maintain 180 knots for clear to AJ, contact tower at AJ
Look at that.
today.
180 to AJ, contact tower in 91 Delta 95.
That's so cool looking.
Delta 2043 passing 10 for 7,000.
Delta 2043 on approach runway 26 right, it's going to maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000, Delta 2043.
Oh, Scout 7335, connect tower at Kibble 100.5.
65 is on the side of 56.
Get right down to 4,000. I'm going to turn you on just outside of Bamboo.
During 4, that's at 611.
Oh, we got some clouds trying to come in and take over. But since we're still a ways away from the top of descent, we're going to say no.
697 on approach, runway 26 right.
One air grade from Nimbus, tower keeping 2970.
611, turn right heading 180.
Right, turn heading 180, this is at 611.
I'm turning 360.
Ooh, listen to our engines dialing. Wait, oh, that could just be because of my angle. Hold on. No. Engines definitely came back a little bit for a moment.
Approach good day, Delta 1302, turn 2 descend at 7 with Delta. 26 right, to maintain 5,000. 5,000 from close. 611, advise liner.
This is pretty cool when you see this. So the color of this river, I guess the amount of sediment or whatever is different than what's in here. You can kind of see it blending together.
697 is going to maintain 5,000. 611, turn right 250, clear visual approach, runway 26 right.
Right, 250, clear to visual approach, 26 right, make up for 611.
Delta 2043, turn right heading 180, reduce speed to 180.
180 knots, slowing to 180, Delta 2043.
180 on the heading.
I'm sorry, 180 heading, 180 knots, Delta 2043.
Just 611, maintain 180 knots to AJ, contact
What
tower
river
AJ,
is that?
180 to AJ, contact tower AJ, exit at 611.
Alright, so we had
JetBlue 697,
earlier figured out we had passed Parkersburg.
For 697, thank you.
Oh, okay, here's what we're seeing, I think.
2043,
You're seeing the Kanawha River coming in here.
1270, speed 180 or greater, 50 foot.
And then it just kind of goes off and out that way, maybe. Either way, really cool. And this road.
JetBlue 697, turn right 250, clear visual approach 26 right.
Clear for the visual approach, 26 right, that's 690.
2043, turn right 260, follow traffic, clear visual approach 26 right.
Clear for the visual 26 right behind the traffic, Delta 2040.
Delta 1269 is going to maintain 4,000 and reduce speed to 180.
Delta 12 and 180.
This is the second one I've seen of these, so I wonder like the technical reasoning behind this. Got water flowing through here. Does that generate power or something? And then boats can pass through here. It's one of those like further up.
180 to AJ, switch the tower there, Delta 2043.
1269, turn right heading 180.
Delta 1269, 180.
Hey, Johnny Kircher. I had, it's a lock. What is a lock exactly, Greg?
In 2091, it's going to maintain 3,000 and then reduce speed to 210.
I don't know if there's an easy explanation for that. Just curious. I used basically whatever Ortho 4XP downloads. I didn't use anything custom here. And then 99 Life, I use Pilot Edge when I'm on the western US. And right now we're just hearing liveatc.net for background chatter. I've been meaning to get into some VATSIM on other areas outside of PE coverage. I just haven't got around to it.
You're down to 3,000, Delta 508.
Delta 1269, turn righting 250, clear visual approach, runway 26 right. 250 heading clear to visual approach 26 right. That's 2 answer me that. That's just 1269. Delta 1269 only heading 250, clear visual approach.
It's kind of cool. It's just a whole sort of populations along the river, then this whole area, people living along this highway, and then it seems to connect back to the other river. This is pretty cool, only that it's a slight variation of what I usually fly, and I'm seeing totally different stuff. Yeah, it looks like there's some barges over here. It's a dam, steps boats to lower and how. Oh, okay. Yeah, it kind of makes sense because it did look like you said. So there was like these little
American 2091, turn left,
spots in there where I guess it would hold water. Kind of like the way they do that at like the Panama Canal or stuff like that.
Approach runway 27 left, speed 210 for now.
Yeah, I so whatever Ortho 4XP downloads when it builds it. I haven't downloaded any custom stuff myself. Around the cities you fly, it's okay. That's cool. What's the average size of a tile as a result? Yeah, that would be interesting to see, 99. So you can see the river's going back up that way. So we must be in this area. Out that way.
Next 502 heavy, turn right heading 250, clear visual approach, runway 26 right.
I don't know, I guess we were seeing this, but I just feel like the orientation I was watching was different.
Approach Del 1613.
And I was saying the highway connecting from the one river to the other river.
Maintain 4,000.
4,000.
Next 502 heavy, maintain 1809.
At this point, let's just have a look and see. Where we are, I guess. Alright, let's see, this point is considered Taft. Let's run our way there. And that's Taft right there. So we'll kind of put Taft in the middle.
Delta 508, turn left heading 300, report the airport in sight.
508.
508, clear visual approach runway 27 left, speed 180 to depot.
Left Delta 508.
Okay, yeah, for your 3 terabyte drive, yeah, that makes
Speed
sense.
180 to depot, contact tower at depot.
So that's cool. So you'll do it around the airports and the city itself mainly, or just the airport? Man, that just looks so cool. So we're coming down here. Yeah, right? I know, my first computer, it's crazy. Good old 40 megabyte hard drive. I forgot what my forgot what my Power Mac had. Then I had a Power Mac G4. After that, that was like an 18 gigabyte hard drive.
American 2091, contact tower now. Good day.
Turn right heading 180.
Are you currently operating on a Mac,
180 heading 180.
John?
Hotel 1864 is 7 for 5,000 for 27 left.
Uh-oh. Don't lock up on me. I was curious if you were currently using a Mac. Jeez, 99. That's cool. That must have cost a good amount of money. A 12 terabyte SSD. Wow. Well, you're set for some ortho then. What video card do you have in that thing?
Turbulent, steer about 7 miles per trail, the head E7.
Yeah.
Speed, your discretion, contact tower at AJ. Have a good night.
Well, it'll last you a while, that's for sure. I mean, X-Plane 10 ran great on my 2011 iMac. I'm talking about stability-wise. Frame rate, you know, it just did the usual thing that you would as time goes on and the sim grows in demand and all that. But it ran very well. It was very no problems. There's my Windows machine that currently running finally very well with X-Plane. I should be careful saying that until I land, but it had some growing pains. All right, let's see. We're coming up on Taft. Let's just see officially where the top of descent is. In 165 miles, not too far away.
Delta 1864 is going to maintain 3,000 towards the airport and flight when you're able.
So so you have a 16 gigabyte video card? And how does it run X-Plane?
Delta 1864, reduced speed to 210.
That's cool. Johnny, have you been downloading custom or other source digital elevation data, or are you using what Ortho4XP downloads? That reminds me, I gotta check a post. See if anybody replied.
Turn left heading 300, so visual approach from 827.
7 left,
The 1970, then first runway 26 right.
Oh. It's like total moguls out here. And then look at this one ridge going down this way. This, of course, going to feed us into some more familiar stuff we've flown over before. I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to end up taking us right over some really nice terrain.
Delta 1864, speed is your discretion, contact tower at Nimbus.
Over here. Quite often my planes come down like this way. And out this way. Seen these bodies of water many times. Ooh, did you hear that? A weird bass sound in my ears.
138 on approach, runway 26 right, and then maintain 4,000. 1564, maintain 180 knots for greater delay, contact tower AGM today.
180 or better.
Johnny, you have a great one, man. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, when you use Ortho4XP as a part of the building process, it's basically 4 steps that you click it through. It's kind of funny because it's listed as 3: step 1, step 2, step 2.5, and step 3. I'm not sure the logic. To me, it just sounds like, oh, he forgot to put in a step, and he just decided to insert it instead of rearranging the numbers. But maybe there's a better logic to that than what I'm, visualizing in my head. Right, how's it going? So, yeah, anyway, one of those steps basically builds the mesh, which is constructing this whole 3D elevation information, I guess. And then you could also adjust a setting that defines the resolution that it ends up with. Now, some of this, what you're seeing here, like you're seeing this point here, and if we went down, you'd probably see the actual 3-dimensionality of this. However, you see how these ripples are here? Sometimes that's more in the ortho as a photography trick, I guess, but yet it could be flatter than what it looks. But I think if you keep increasing this setting called curve tall, and also have higher resolution digital elevation data, then you can start to get like all these nooks and crannies. But you're also end up increasing the number of triangles that your CPU has to crank out. Or is that the GPU? I'm not sure. Triangles, would that be CPU or GPU? Or maybe both. Yeah, it does. So the actual application is not Mac based, but what I did was when I first started it, I just ran Boot Camp. I stuck a Windows operating system. I didn't bother with the emulator. I just ran Boot Camp natively, Windows natively through Boot Camp, and then I just installed Ortho4XP. And I'd create my tiles on there, and then I would transfer it onto the Mac side and fly. So that's an extra step, but it works. Some ramen noodles, hey man, those can hit the spot sometimes. Look at that. That is some crazy looking terrain.
Number 5138, maintain 180 knots to AJ, contact tower at AJ, have a good day.
GPU, Greg? Okay. I guess CPU draws more objects, right? Yeah, hold on. I think I have a tutorial I wrote. Let me see if I know I saved it somewhere on how to install it. At least part of the way on boot camp, but let me see. GPU draws everything. Yeah, I gotta go back and read that. I gotta go re-educate myself. I forget.
You're not to AJ, contact tower at AJ 119.1.
Yeah, but you definitely know more than I do on that stuff, Greg. I gotta look. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is. Oh, maybe I had it on my Dropbox. Try one other thing.
Traffic 1 o'clock, 3 miles westbound, altitude 2,900. Are you able to verify that on the phone?
Ooh, look at that.
2870 to still maintain 4,000.
You ordered. So cancel the order. Cancel the order. Priorities in life. Eat the restocking fee, if there is one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know I wrote down the steps somewhere too. It's probably on my laptop. This computer where I actually have it. If I forget, feel free to send me a whisper when you're ready for it, and I'll start looking again. Yeah, I think the most annoying part was really just to get boot camp and Windows installed on there. It's kind of weird because I was under the impression that they made it so that, you know, boot camp you'd be able to install Windows, but then when you try to get actual instructions from Apple, they're like, "Oh, we don't really support that." Man, look at this. It's crazy. Oh, really? So what is the reason then? Someone said it won't work? Well, who was somebody? Like, was it somebody in the forum? Well, why don't you tell us the computer you ordered? I'm just curious, if you don't mind. Maybe they meant it might not be optimal, but it will work.
Traffic 10 o'clock, 5 miles south, westbound at 2,900. Are you able to verify that up?
Yeah, the original reason why I had actually installed Windows on my laptop was because I wanted to run a JEP view program before Navigraph came out with a Jeppesen subscription option, and it was Windows only, and I had access to it from work. What's the computer, Rai?
2000 first, 210 Southwest
4,000. 73458, landing 180.
Oh, wait, you know what? Here it is. I just realized. 99 left. This is kind of weird, but let me see if this still applies. This was actually instructions on installing a thing called G2XPL on your Mac, but it's pretty much going to be the same thing, with the exception of you got to do the steps to install OrthoForks P.
Number 3458, turn right heading 250, physical approach from my 26 right, maintain 180 knots, AJ.
Alright, I'll send this to you. You might have to sort of do your own, like, change this step to that step. But I might eventually update this. There you go. Just tuck this file away somewhere. HP Core to Duo 2.6, 4 gigabytes of memory, Windows 10 Home Edition. Oh. I see what he's saying. Yeah, because it's the memory's kind of low. Just based on the number. You could get other opinions too. As far as is that a laptop, or I don't even know. I haven't researched any new computers in a while. Is it used? Oh, maybe I should make sure we're not hitting the top of descent. Nope, top of descent is about 75 miles away. You just triggered Tim. Yeah?
Traffic insights up to 2053.
Report. Roger.
Flight heading 360.
Here at up to 2053.
Turn right heading 250, physical approach from my 26 right, maintain 210 knots.
Approach air total 6108, 10.2 for 7,000.
6108, line approach, runway 27 left, within a maintain tree now.
Sorry about that.
3,000 for shuttle 6108.
Tim's like all wound up. He's like, damn it. You alright?
2053, flight
Yeah.
300, follow traffic, please visual approach, runway 27 left.
Expand visual 27 left up to 2053.
Ooh, we must be having a big scenery load or something. Alright, so... Well, look, I mean, like you said, you need a computer to do other day-to-day stuff. I'm assuming that's the main reason why you got a new computer, so... If it lets you, surf the internet, watch some funny YouTube videos, communicate with the outside world, watch stream, and... You know, then you gotta do what you gotta do. Just wanted to make sure that you weren't steered wrong. I don't know. I think that was like everybody's sort of concern. Don't like to see our fellow flight sim enthusiasts get taken advantage of. You know? Moving along here, enjoying the view. Top of descent, 40 miles. Or just under that, let's see. 35 miles. Let's have a look at the actual arrival. Okay. So we looked at it earlier, but basically when we hit Higgy, we're going to end up on a course of 190. We're going to cross Andre at 13,250. Then, after that, this is all, everything within here is to scale. So like you see from here to here, it's 40 plus 27, so 67.2 is just this little distance. But from here to basically here, I mean that's 31 miles, much longer. But this is all to scale here, not to scale here. So we're gonna go this like short distance, then down this way. And we gotta get down to 9. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set 9 in the MCP once we start descending via the arrival. And then when we cross vaults, we'll give ourselves a lower altitude down to 5,000, I think. Most of it is work, and your classes to do for your nursing. Yeah, obviously. So there you go. That's really important. Taking classes to get you a good job. And later on, hey Terrell, how are you? Thanks for following. Really gift yourself a higher end PC if you want. Are you in college now? Or a nursing program now? Yeah, it is really cool out here, right? Rolling Sweet, how's it going? Thanks for following.
Southwest 921, are you going to be able to make the descent there?
Mikhail, Thank you for following. Alright, let's go ahead and put in. Top percent is about 12 miles out. Let's go ahead and put in altitudes 9,000.
5317 line approach runway 26 right, maintain 4,000.
What am I doing? Oh, like how am I switching my views? So what X-Plane does is it has its own camera system built in where you can store up to 20 view presets. And some of the airplanes will ship with their own. So it's based on the numeric keypad. So this aircraft, let's see, how does he actually bring it up? I forgot. There's like a little view thing that comes out from somewhere that shows you. Oh. Let's try calling. I think it's like this view. So this will actually try to take you to some view presets, but I hope I didn't screw mine up. Oh my god, I kind of did. Wait, stand by, guys.
Plus, and 19.3 depot.
We're drone descend and maintain 4,000. Turn left heading 36050.
Okay, sorry about that. So anyway, we hit the top of the descent. We're on our way down. It comes with its own presets, but as you can see, it also kind of whacks out my field of view. So I made my own, and it's easy to do. X-Plane used to only offer you 10, but now it offers you 20. They were supposed to offer us hundreds, but they settled on another 10 more. Geo. Well, I'm glad to hear that. It is a lot of fun, and I don't know how long you've been out of it for, but it's quite incredible how far it's come along. Oh yeah, we're in a steep descent. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool. I do use track IR and the Bonanza. It's harder to use than the airliners. Although I have to really dive in and explore more custom presets. So it's getting kind of cluttered, and a lot of the fixes are right in here at this halfway point. So what we're going to do now is switch it from a 160 mile view to 80. These will then temporarily be off screen, but will come in at a more spaced view. But yeah, now is a good time. Look, if you were on the fence about investing in a new computer, and getting into flight simulation, now is a pretty good time to do it in the X-Plane world, only because X-Plane 11.30 is on its way out. We're going to see a lot of cool updates on aircraft that are going to take advantage of it, and I guess the only drawback is the video card choices. I mean, the best video card for the job for X-Plane is the one with the highest amount of memory. And currently, that video card has been sold out and going to a more expensive one. So in that respect, it kind of sucks. But I wouldn't necessarily let it stop it. 3 months off due to... Oh, wow, okay.
Non-traffic, 1 o'clock, 2 miles, ND 84,000.
Oh, gotcha. You gonna get also into real life flying, or mainly just sim? So we're supposed to be at 9,000 volts, and you can see the vertical prediction is before volts, so that's a good thing. Simming, gotcha. Oh, I wish you the best with the eye surgery. That's, to me, would be a nerve-wracking proposition to be dealing with. That and spinal surgery, either one of those. Let's get that altimeter setting. Altimeter 3018. It's got a pretty big city, and GVL is an airport out there. Just wanted to get a basic idea what that might be. Lee Gilmer. And we got the town. What town is this? I don't even see. I don't know. Elliot, thanks for following. Okay. Your brain surgery will never present a risk to me. Alright, Marty. I hope not. You got the 980 Ti. Wow. Yeah, I think Josh Gibbs still flies on the 980 Ti. He's got his settings set up in such a way he's performing okay. I do sometimes. Yeah, I didn't turn it on today. But I do have it set up. I mean, I could show you real quick. Basically, in here. If I turn it on, it might give us a message that currently out of chart boundaries. But once it hits Andre, it will then appear up here. So Andre's right here. Oh, you must have had a tab open from yesterday then, Tim. Oh, we're below 18, so what we should be doing is this. That's right.
26 right down to 4,000, base 6650 airport sector.
IRC client. Okay, Andre 13,000 and 250. This is still having a setting of 301. That little green dot, I'm assuming once we hit it, will roll back, but that's the weird thing about the current FMS VNAV capability. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I've never tried viewing it through an IRC client. I mean, I used to use that. I used to use Urkel on my Mac years and years ago. So now it's back to 250. But there's no way we'll slow down. At least we have to... You know, actually, I could help it out with brakes. If we wanted to, like... Officially 0.2. Okay. So we're over speed. We would have to say unable to hit that speed restriction. FMC reset. Drag required. Yeah, thanks. Urkel. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Remember Family Matters? So, Urkel was the IRC client for Mac. And it was IRC LE. So they just called it Urkel. And, you know, it was during the time that Family Matters was a popular show. So it was kind of their little clever use of the pop culture name in their product. But it was always a free download. Oh, no, wait, no, I'm sorry. It was a free download, free trial, and then you'd buy it. Alright, so this is showing that we are volts, then vectors to Zelo, which happens to be going right by Zelo. So I'm just going to patch that together now. We've now connected our final dots. Let's give ourselves more resolution. And IXEG is doing its weird, wacky thing of, hey, let's accelerate back to 302 again. Even though I know that before it didn't say 302, it's smelly. It's ridiculous. Lime chat. Oh, interesting. And watch, now it's going to probably scale itself back at this point. I'm assuming. And maybe not. Once we cross that little dot. Or it'll start just... Yeah, this thing borked itself. Yep, there it goes. Oh, I forgot the name of this rock. We did some GA flying. We flew out there one time. Somebody in chat like knew all about it too. They'd been there in real life. I forgot who. It's like the, what is it called? Ayers rock in, how do you say it? In Australia, but the US version much smaller. Alright, let's, I guess, go ahead and just plug in. Well, let's do two things. We're going to put in 5,000 for the approach. That is so retarded. Trying to just get that one little notch in there. Okay. And it's dive bombing. Alright, we're just going to take it over. Let's go to 2,500 feet per minute. So at 2,500 feet per minute, we should get our speed back under control. And look at that, we're still going to make it down in time. In fact, let's just bring it down to 2,000 feet per minute at this point. And get our... What decade was I born? I was born in the early 70s. So if you're hearing a certain way I'm talking... I look kind of young for my age. And I remember somebody I went to school with, because I was like a returning student. She's like, there's no way. I was at like 28 at the time. There's no way you're 28. No way you're 28. And then a week later, we were studying together, and I said, oh, that is mint. And she's like, oh my God, you are 28. You are. Only my older friends use that word. It's so funny when it finally she believed me. But she was adamant that there was no way I was the age I was saying I was. Let's get this thing a little bit more. 15, 1700 feet per minute. I think I got my spoilers out. Let's get the speed down to 220. Let's get our proposed speed in here. I'm almost 50, dude. I know, it's crazy. Crazy to say that because I do not feel that at all. So here it is. You can see our Navigraph tools. What is it called again? I forgot. It's the this right here. How come the name's not popping up? Simlink. All right, 275.110.1. So let's just put that here for situational awareness. And 110.1. Got that. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I can relate, dude. Alright, so this is going to try and make a nice little turn for us. In the meantime, let's set. I'm only going to do an auto brake 1. Because I'm going to take it down to the end and use that Lima. I think it was Lima or Delta. Juliet, maybe? You know, let me pull it up. Actually, what I really should do is scale this back now to 190. Go flaps 1. And we're being good pilot, practicing that we have put in notch of flaps, verified there's no asymmetrical flap condition rather. Okay, then. It's the Victor, Hotel to Victor. Making a big sweeping turn onto final approach. And then once you cross Zelo, at 21.6, which we're already inside of, we can go down to... Actually, stay at 5 until Haynes, and then we'll take it down to 4. So we'll go ahead and do our step downs. I'm going to take this over on heading select now. Let's do 170, flaps 5. And we said 4,000, right?
United 1439, turn right heading 250, join the localizer. Southern 2792,
And what kind of airplane? You should just recommend like doing it incrementally. What did you say the distance was? At 15.6. We're at 15.8 now, so let's go ahead and get that going. 1,500 feet per minute.
Alpha 5, turn left heading 360 at airport of traffic. 10 o'clock and 3 miles westbound. On company 737, going to the final.
Alright, we got a wind from the left of 9 knots at the moment. So instead of just turning to 275, let's try 270. You can already see the airport out there, but
We have a traffic at 12 o'clock. We have the field site till 2792.
I mean, the cool thing is, if you're talking about flight simulation hobby, there's so many good videos out there that serve as tutorials. Alright, spoilers armed. Down at 4. And once we hit 11.9, we'll take it to 2700. So being that altitude hold is on, my dog is telling me to set that altitude. Let's go ahead and put in 2700. And 160 flaps a ton.
1439, follow traffic, clear visual approach from my 26 right, maintain 180 on stage.
Following in traffic,
And that was inside of 11.9, which we already are.
21026 right, Delta 2133.
Now this would go a lot smoother if I didn't have to deal with this super sensitive altitude heading. So scroll wheel support and all that stuff. It's going to be a lot better once we get that. Hey Ninja, how's it going? Yes, we have lots of dog activity. But there's a lot of people that definitely do it. I'm assuming that's what you might be going for. I'm not sure. This is Nimbus, Atlanta. Alright, so we're 2700, and then glide slope is supposed to be at 6.9. It says 8.6. We're going to get it dirty once we level off. Landing configuration, basically. Take advantage of the trim setting. Autopilot. And that is coming, going to be coming down, basically. So, gear down. Flaps 15. The approach is essentially going to be at 150. So I'll just sort of let it do its thing. Let's kill that. And that. And that. And it's a little bit above glide path.
4517, turning 300, clear against 27 left. Visual.
Western lifting 300, clear visual pressure main 27.
Don't let it get pegged.
190, 2465. Correct, that was 719 at 9,000, 6,000.
So it's definitely challenging, that transition from, especially when it's in that close, transitioning from
Track 575 is 11,000, expecting 7,000.
gear down, flaps 15 to getting on the glide slope and landing configuration. That I always, that's like probably such a high, fast transition workload for me.
1,000.
Delta 2133, maintain 180 knots, radar to AJ, contact card AJ, 119.1.
180 or better to AJ, when we get to AJ, 19.1, Delta 2133, good day, sir.
Delta 2465, reduce speed to 210.
Oh, 210, Delta 2465.
A little slow.
400.
Mongolaxis, or however you say it. Thank you very much for following.
465, turn lighting 250 and advise airport.
Continuing.
2465, two visual approach on my 26 right, maintain 210 knots.
Uh-oh. That aim point is not properly placed.
Sliding 180, reduce speed to 210.
180, slide 210, you'll be
30. 20. 10.
United 575, maintain 5,000, and then altitude maintain 5,000.
Stop 210, 5,000, United 575.
Like I said, we're going to take it all the way down
2161, so it'd be 95 for 7,000.
to Hotel and then Juliet.
Down to door 2161. Guess we're number 1.
Number 4.
Okay.
Using approach stuff 2299 is 9,000. 250, joint 261, localizer, 719. Descend to the Aussie field is inside, Delta 2299. $150 knots, via the arrival, cleared visual.
Hey, Crosswind. Yeah, if you're using the autopilot to track the you know, basically shoot the approach tree, I would have done that. Although I really have not done that very much in this airplane. I should just do it to learn it and know it. I've played around with it before, but I like to do it myself.
Contact tower AJ 119.1.
100 AJ 19-1, Delta 2465.
Alright, let's just go ahead and do that.
9575, send 4,000.
We never put on our thingamabobs. Tactical turn.
Heading 250 by the airport.
So it's interesting at this airport, one of the things I had seen on the special is that it wraps around the end of the other runway that's launching airplanes, so traffic can just keep flowing off.
Traffic 12 o'clock, 4.5 miles, 5,000, ascending Airbus 319.
Down to 5,000, look for traffic.
So because we're over here,
Reduce speed to 180.
we don't have to cross another runway that's being used for launches.
45, 82, 9,001,
Got 4582 Atlanta approach, runway 28, descend and maintain 3,000.
28,
And then we're going to Tango Gate, which is basically the first one. And we'll check out a replay of the landing.
Airport, suspected was connected.
Double 719, third visual approach, runway 26 right, maintain 180 knots, AJ.
Third visual 26 right, 180 AJ, Tempo 7, 19. Our 24 is at 7 for 7.
Double 2084, line approach, runway 26 right, descend and maintain 4,000.
6 right, 4,000, Delta 20.
So yeah, here's Tango Gates. There's United and American. Of course, they even have Deltas here. Ooh, did you see that truck just appear out of nowhere? That literally did. All these other pilots in the American liveries are like, hey, look at that guy. He's flying the retro. It's sad to say that it's retro. It's not that retro. It's like these vehicles sort of appearing.
Airbus 320.
2161, traffic inbound.
Roger.
I guess we should be like shutting off these lights, shouldn't we?
Heading 360, advise the airport.
Like, alright, turn it right. Come on. Straight in.
Visual approach, runway 26 right.
Heading 250, clear for the visual 2.
Ooh, a little too early. Damn. Thought I was going to time it perfectly.
Delta 2161, again, follow traffic, maintain 180 knots, AJ.
Follow traffic and 180. Clear for the visual 26 right. Delta 2161.
Alright, here's our
Bumpy on the final, descend and maintain 3,000.
acid wash Guido Pants Moonwalker that just disappeared.
I'm sorry, Delta 793.
Oh, there he is again.
On the final, maintain 3,000.
Approach, runway 26 right, descend and maintain 4,000.
4,000 for runway 26 right, for good by 1440.
300, clear visual approach, runway
So the
28,
question
maintain 21
that
drop. 793 flying 300, clear visual approach, runway
when do you
28,
usually
maintain 21
activate the approach button on the autopilot? Yeah, I think once you're on the approach path, you do the
4582, maintain 180
roll
knots,
mode
Java,
first
contact tower at Java,
to pick up the
119.5.
localizer.
0 knots, Java 95, that's Java 45.
See, I don't even know this.
Delta 2084 traffic, 2 o'clock, 3 miles, 4,000, Boeing 757.
I guess, yeah, this
Traffic lights up 20.
is supposed to do. Yeah, okay, never mind. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
75 out of 10,000.
Because there's not another one for vertical,
Delta
so
1575, Atlanta approach, runway 26 right, he's going to maintain 4,000.
Send to 4,000 for runway 26 right. Delta
people in the
15.
chat know more than me on that one, that's for sure. Let's see. Guys, you're buying X-Plane. 11 next week. I want some cool freeway to go with. Yep, that's a good way to start.
Visual approach, runway 26 right.
Want to fly from Lisbon to Turin. Oh, nice.
Delta 374, Atlanta approach.
Yeah, start browsing around there.
Delta 374.
Okay,
3,000.
let's check out a little replay action.
Delta 793, maintain 180 knots or greater to Java. Contact tower at Java.
Where are we?
119.5.
Oh, we're already out.
Later,
That was pretty
Java,
far.
tower 95, Delta 93.
Problem with 5 hours of replay. Every click is like a lot. And you can't click through here.
Frontier 1446, turn right.
This should
at
make
180.
it so if you click a little to the left of it, it's like clicking on the bar. Oh, or something like that, you know what I mean?
Delta 2084, maintain 180 knots to AJ, contact tower at AJ, 119.1, good night.
180 AJ, the tower there, 19-1, Delta 20.
Delta 3317, Atlanta approach, runway 26 right, he's going to maintain 4,000.
Runway 26 right, to maintain 4,000, Delta 3317.
I'm gonna kill the X Enviro because the shadow's not lining up, and that kind of messes up the depth perception in the replay.
Approach Delta 99.6, setting 7,000.
Delta 374, turn left heading 36050 airport.
Delta 374, left heading 360.
Delta 2183, maintain 180 knots to Java. Contact tower at Java, 119.5.
180 Delta, Delta 2183.
Delta 90, Atlanta approach, runway 28, center maintain 3000.
Center maintain 3,000, runway 28.
Turn right heading 180.
Turn right to heading 180, Delta 1575.
Frontier 1446, clear visual approach, runway 26 right, maintain 180 knots to AJ.
We have the airport class Delta 307.
Let's check out the tower view.
Frontier 1446, contact tower at AJ 119.1.
Tower at AJ 1446 on. 250.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion by Tim. Let's see.
374, turn left heading 300,
Needs to be
clear
said.
visual approach, runway 28, maintain 180 knots to Java.
Okay, Delta 374 heading 300. There's the visual runway.
Mungalixios?
180 Delta.
Yeah, so the 737 that X-Plane comes with looks really cool. Nice panel. Great plane to start playing around with and feel like you're in an airliner.
Turn right heading 250.
And then if you want to step up like the procedural accuracy, the Zebo modification takes it further.
317, turn right heading 180.
But if you just want to feel like you're flying around in a jetliner cockpit airplane, you could just start playing with that all by itself, and it would be pretty cool.
26 right, 180 knots to AJ Tower there, 19-1.
You know, if you're looking to try to keep it super simple.
Atlanta approach, runway 26 right, he's going to maintain 4,000.
26 right, 4,000, Delta 1281.
And then you can step into that, you know, as you go.
374, contact tower at Java,